Hey guys, Papa Pete back. Another pickup video today with Coco in the basket as always. And it's an interesting one because not only do I have a follow-up to one of my recent pickup videos, and you'll see what I mean when I show you, but I've also got a place where it's becoming very, very popular, but I had never tried it before to pick up games for my Xbox collection. And that is WhatNot. So I can't wait to show you not only the follow-up to the recent pickup video, but the stuff that I got on WhatNot. So stick around. We'll be back in just a moment.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
Be sure to check out IntellivisionCollector.com for all your Intellivision collecting needs, whether it be ROMs for LTO Flash or Ultimate Flashback, the latest homebrew games available on the scene, or even games for the original 125. That's IntellivisionCollector.com. Alright guys, so before we get started, Coco, what is it? It's time for another craft beer, although this isn't a local maritime craft beer. It's another one from Collective Arts, which I featured just recently in a video, but this one is Jam Up the Mash Dry Hopped Sour. 5.2% alcohol from Collective Arts Brewing, which is in Hamilton, Ontario, I believe. Really funky, neat looking can. Let's take a look at what it looks like inside here. You never know what this is going to be like. Red or pink or brown or what color. And I'm doing it in my Bret the Hitman Hart glass I just recently got, my all-time favorite wrestler.
And just know that you are the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And just know that this is the Hitman, and you're watching Papa Pete.
Oh, look at this. Got a nice color to it. Just in sort of a light beer color. We gonna get the whole can in there? Yes, sir, we did. Right there. Funky can. Love those Collective Arts Brewing cans. So let's try this. Cheers. That's very good. Dry hop sour. I don't know how to, it's like, it's got a citrusy flavor, but not overwhelming at all. Not a super strong beer. Very carbonated, like a very large fizz. Like you have a foamy fizz or a large fizz. This is a very large fizz beer. And it tastes very good. So if you get the opportunity, really anywhere in Canada, I suppose you can pick these up from Collective Arts Brewing in Hamilton, Ontario, spread all across the country. This one is Jam Up the Mash. Try it out. Cheers. All right, so first and foremost, we'll go back to a pickup I had a couple weeks ago from Je Plus in Sherbrooke, Quebec. And it was a great pickup of the Atari games, the Crackpot, Ghostbusters, what was the other one? Cosmic Commuter. But the manual that I bought was the wrong manual that had been put into my box and mixed up with somebody else's. So we got together and we basically shipped the manuals to each other. And this is what I got right here. Neat Canada Post envelope right here too. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at this. There they are. It's a card and the manual from Crash Super Team Racing. And it's kind of neat because I didn't realize at the time, but this is both manuals, both the English and the French. So that's great because I can add it to my game, my Platinum Hits game in my Xbox collection, and now I have that one complete. So thank you very much to Je Plus. That stuff happens. And thank you very much to the person who had it and mailed it to me. I mailed them theirs last week. Hopefully they get it soon. I think I mailed it on last Wednesday. I just got this one today. But just went over to Quebec. So that doesn't usually take very long for things to get to Quebec. Hopefully he got his, and I've got mine, and I'm very happy. And stuff happens. If you're gonna worry about the small stuff, man, you're not gonna shouldn't be in this hobby because little things like that are gonna happen all the time because it's really confusing. And overall, I rate Je Plus's very, very good customer service and communication. So happy to have that manual. So now let's move on to the pickups that I got from WhatNot. Now, if you haven't heard of WhatNot, what it is, it's an auction site which you sign up and you hook up your PayPal to or whatever, and auctioneers or sellers post videos, and it's actually live stream videos, and you can bid on them right through the app as you're watching the video. They'll show you the item. It's all online and stuff. And I had watched a few of these videos, but I wasn't really sure how it would work. Well, I'm happy to say that after watching this, I just happened to be, I think it was like a Thursday afternoon, and there was this video on. I turned it on and I took a look, and there was a video just starting of somebody selling nothing but Xbox games. The person's name on there, the channel or whatever you want to call it, was Chittyfest, like chitty bang, chitty bang bang, Chittyfest. And it was a lot of fun because it's all in the enthusiasm and the mannerisms that the person doing the auction puts into it, is whether it's enjoyable to watch or not. Now, frankly, 95% of the games they showed I didn't need, but there were quite a few there that I did. I got pretty good deals on them. There were probably 15-20 people in there bidding for the different games. Some of them I got for as low as $1, and some of them I got like for $4 or $5. Shipping is not bad. The shipping was standard. It was shipped just within the United States, mind you. I was able to ship to my address in the States. But the shipping was like $4 for the first game. And then every time you bought a game after that, shipping was only an extra $1. So it was fantastic. It was no problem whatsoever. So anyway, on to the games that I got from Chittyfest on WhatNot. And the first one I got is NCAA 2K3 by Sega Sports, right? I love the Sega games. This is the expansion from the ones that were on the Dreamcast. After the Dreamcast was discontinued, they started making them for the Xbox. I've not played this game. I've played lots of the ones on the Dreamcast, both of the football games. But the thing about this here, NCAA titles in my area aren't as popular because here in Canada, of course, yes, NCAA, the March Madness and basketball is big, but it's nowhere near as big, the football and the college basketball in Canada, as is in the U.S. So actually, the NCAA games, both basketball and football, I find rather difficult to find. So I was really happy to add that. I probably only paid a couple bucks for it. The case needs to be cleaned up a little bit. That's not a big deal, but inside, the manual and the game itself, the disc itself, are fine. So very happy to add NCAA 2K3 college football to my collection. That is awesome. Now next up is one that was a little different. I don't know that I'd seen it before. There's all kinds of different combo games. Everybody knows what is it? It's Clone Wars, Tetris Online, or Tetris Plus. And then there's one that's it's an NCAA football game, I think. And like Sequest or whatever the name of it is, or something like that. But I hadn't seen this one, and it's a cross game or a double game, Project Gotham Racing 2 and Microsoft Arcade. So this wasn't even in my app, believe it or not. I had to enter it manually, but he had it on there. There is no manual. It's got the little communicator thing with it, but all it is are the regular manuals, I believe, for these games. But there's Xbox Arcade, the double disc. Project Gotham Racing 2. Interestingly enough, that's a Platinum Hits disc, so that's probably not the same disc that goes in it. But I don't care. This is far, far, far from an expensive game, and I didn't pay a whole lot for it. But I just thought it was really neat because I hadn't seen that particular case. Very happy to add it into my collection. Next up is another interesting game which I hadn't seen around at all, frankly, and it's a Blockbuster exclusive from Acclaim. It's Freestyle Street Soccer. And this one's kind of neat as well because it's got the artwork, and it's got the manual, and it's got the disc. But I don't know what kind of case that is, if it's a GameCube case or a PlayStation 2 case, but it's not an Xbox case. Not at all a big deal because there'll be extra cases kicking around that I can swap out if I even decide to. But at the end of the day, a game that I'll play, maybe it's more like an arcade-style soccer game as opposed to a FIFA simulation soccer. But very happy to add it to my collection, fill in the gap, and as far as the case goes, not a big deal. There's cases kicking around everywhere. Now it gets a little bit more interesting. Those games were neat, but I really didn't excite me too much. Just nice to add to the collection. But this one, I don't know if it really excites me or not, but I've been looking at it quite a bit, and I've never found it. It's called Trigger Man. I've never found it where it was complete, basically. I was always missing the manual or just the totally destroyed case, whereas this case just needs a little cleaning. It'll be just fine. But one thing I have heard about this, if I'm not mistaken, is that it's an absolutely terrible game. It's an adventure fighting, like Hitman-style mafia game, and nobody threatens our family. I don't know, but it was one that I needed, and it popped up on there, so I said, I'll throw my bid in and get that one. I had seen it around a few times, but just had never, like I said, jumped the gun and bought it because of condition, lack of manual, etc., etc. Those weren't there, so now I have a copy of Trigger Man. It's awesome. Now, this game, on the other hand, I had heard of before, but I don't see it around very often. It was the very first one I got. It was the very first game that they advertised on this Chittyfest. I think I got it for $1 on Chittyfest auctions. I got it for $1. So how do you beat that? Yeah, it's B1 right there is the first one. Those are just stickers that they use to label them, so when they go afterwards to divvy up what games different people won, they can just do it by number. I can take those stickers off anytime now. But this is a just a kind of a war action fighting game. I'm going to call it like a Rainbow Six, or that type of. I don't think it's a squad. Well, no, it's a squad. Fight alongside an elite squad of soldiers to complete your mission. There you go. That's what it's all about. Red Faction 2. I've heard good things about it. We'll find out. We're very happy to add it. And it was the very first game that I ever bought on WhatNot. I'd like to know what the very first game I ever bought on eBay was, but it was so long ago I can't even remember. Oh my God, it was a long time ago. Well, that's the first one I ever bought on WhatNot. Okay, now for the last one. This was the one that was probably the, I would say, most excited to get. I would say the best quality game as far as value goes. Not high, but still, I was surprised when I saw it because I have never seen this game around. Racing game. Only on Xbox, so it's an Xbox exclusive, Apex by Atari. And I love racing games. Some of them are really hard to get. I'm trying to get some of these more obscure titles that I just don't see around. And man, Apex was there. I don't know what differentiates this between any other racing game. I've just sort of read the back of the box. 54 tracks. Wow, that's pretty good. But overall, I don't know. I guess I'm just going to have to try it out and see what kind of game it is. But I'll tell you this, not one that I've ever seen before. So I was very, very happy to add it to my collection. Right on. Well, guys, that's it for today's pickup video. I just wanted to show you a little bit of closure on my pickup from Je Plus in Sherbrooke, Quebec from last week. Everything worked out just great with the manual mix-up. And again, not a big deal whatsoever. I thought it was kind of interesting to go through that process. And next, WhatNot. You got to try it for yourself. There's been some things on WhatNot that I've watched that I've really not liked a whole lot. Sort of exaggerated pricing because of the people selling the games and sort of the nostalgia or YouTubers and stuff. And it really sort of turned me off of the extra money, the high costs that people were paying for things just because a certain YouTuber was selling it. But this particular game, this person on here, Chittyfest, he did a show on Xbox they watched. He was talking about how he was going to have like a Dreamcast show and an NES show, and that's the type of stuff that I find really interesting. And he had a good persona, and he really got you enthusiastic with looking and waiting for the next games. He did it right. He didn't overdo it. The prices were fair. Good pace. It was just a lot of fun. So I don't know if WhatNot's for everybody. I don't know if it's even going to be for me again in the future, but it was really neat to try it the first time. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for spending a little bit of time with me today. Coco was about to fall asleep, so I got to stop talking and be quiet before I wake her up. She starts purring into the microphone. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time when I get some more pickups because... yeah, I'm probably going to get some more pickups. Take care.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of...
This is Jeff from GoGameGo, and you're watching Papa Pete, Old Guy Gamer.
What the hell?